Alright, so I am coming to you with another no makeup, real life update about the results of my first round of Clomid. So my last video I posted, if you haven't watched that, you can go back and watch it. I was just an emotional wreck. I took it when I was leaving the doctor's on Friday after giving my first round of blood to see if I was pregnant for the first time, and hadn't even got the results back, and I was just super emotional. And someone commented and said, maybe because you're so emotional, that it could be a sign that you are indeed pregnant. And it turns out that I was pregnant. But my HCG level came back at a 6.8, which is very low. So she said, I'm gonna check your progesterone level, I'll call you back in like 20 minutes. So and I don't know why they didn't check that along with my HCG level in the first place, but here we are. So she called back and she said, great news there, the progesterone level's at 28, which means your body is taking over the pregnancy. And I was said, is it possible that we just, this is common since we had a test a day early. They would normally want to test me on 11 days past ovulation, but that would have been a Saturday and they would have been closed. So they tested me on Friday, which was 10. And she said, yeah, we just want to see it double over the weekend. So they brought me back on Monday. And all over the weekend, I was doing home pregnancy tests, and I was feeling, when I first got the news that I was pregnant, I wasn't excited. It just wasn't what I pictured how I would be finding out for the very first time that I was pregnant, because I've never been pregnant before. And so because she called and she was like, hey, so we got your results back. So she wasn't very positive on the other end either. So I came back in on Monday. So over the weekend, I was taking home pregnancy tests. Line was getting darker. And then Monday morning, it got lighter. And I hoped that it was a fluke, and I hoped that it was because, it was just a finicky home pregnancy test. So I went back in on Monday and gave blood again. And normally when I go in I just go back there and give blood and I leave, and then they call me a couple hours later. But I did happen to run into my RE in the hallway, and as soon as she saw me, she was like, oh, hi, and she gave me a big hug, and she pulled me into another room, and she just talked about the fact that miscarriages are very common, and just basically a bunch of things that made me pretty unhopeful, because I felt like she was. So they called me back a couple hours later to tell me that my number had in fact doubled, but it had only just doubled. It was at a 14, and it was very low. And then they wanted me to come in again for blood work today, which is Wednesday. So today I'm 15 days past ovulation. And they called me back, and my number has gone down to a 4. Which essentially means I'm not pregnant anymore. I haven't started to bleed yet, so they're just waiting for that to happen. They need to bring me in again on Friday to do more blood work. They just want to make sure it's not an ectopic pregnancy, and I'm praying that it's not either. Yeah, I'm crushed. It's what nobody pictures this, the first time they get pregnant. And like I said in my last video, I wouldn't wish this on anyone. But I'm just nervous now to ever get excited about being pregnant. They did say that we can start Clomid again right away. Yeah, it just sucks. So I don't really feel like there's a lot more to say. But I know I kind of left everyone hanging in limbo after my last video, so I just kind of wanted to update everyone. So thank you for watching, and thank you for everyone that posted on my last video. I don't know you, and it means a lot that you would take the time to post and send great messages to someone you don't even know. So thank you, and I'll keep you guys updated after my next appointment. Might be a couple days again, but that's where we're at. See ya.